Hey guys, the Beautylish gift card event has just started and today I'm going to share with you my top recommendations for the Beautylish gift card event. It's going to last for 4 days and for every $100 that you spend, you're going to receive $20 gift card that you can use on a later date. I'm definitely going to take advantage of this and I'm going to share with you today all of the products that I think are absolutely 100% worth the investment. And also at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you what's on my wish list for this gift card event. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I want to apologize because it's really dark here, but I usually use natural light when I'm filming, and right now it's late in the evening, so I don't have any natural light and it might appear a little bit dark during this video. I apologize for that, but I wanted to give you my recommendations because I know that a lot of people would want to take advantage of this event. So I'm going to give you my recommendations by brand and I'm going to have timestamps in the description box. So in case you're interested in a certain brand, just make sure to look at the description box. I'm going to have timestamps there. So I'm going to start with the Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes because I think that Tom Ford have amazing quality eyeshadows. I'm not sure if I prefer Tom Ford over Chanel. I love both Chanel and Tom Ford, but maybe Tom Ford is my favorite, to be honest. And I think the Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes are amazing quality. So I have a lot of Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes, but I have chosen only 4, which I think are absolutely 100% worth the investment, and these are 4 of my favorite Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes, which are currently available on Beautylish website. So first of all, I'm going to start with the First Frost eyeshadow palette, this year's Soleil Neige collection, and this is First Frost Eye Color Quad by Tom Ford, and I've shown already this eyeshadow palette. I think that this is one of the most beautiful eyeshadow palettes that I own. I also compared this to the last year's Soleil Neige collection by Tom Ford, so in case you're interested, I'm going to have links in the description box so that you can decide. And also I have a lot of swatches. I also created a look using this palette and I'm mainly using this eyeshadow palette. I think that the colors are very suitable if you want to create an everyday look, and I really enjoy this beautiful pink color here. The reason why I prefer this eyeshadow palette over last year's Soleil Neige collection is because all of the colors look very beautiful, and I think that Tom Ford actually improved a little bit the quality of the eyeshadows compared to last year's Soleil Neige collection, and all shades in this palette are so gorgeous. And this is the eyeshadow palette that I'm wearing today on my eyes. Next comes another one of my favorites, and I have it in a limited edition black packaging, but currently on Beautylish website it's available in the standard Tom Ford packaging, which is this one, which is also very beautiful. And this is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from all of my eyeshadow palettes. This is one of my top eyeshadow palettes, and this is Nude Dip. I think that this palette is very suitable for everyone who loves everyday looks. You can also create a nice evening look, but what I love about this palette and what I really enjoy about this palette is this beautiful rose copper shade, which I like to call pink champagne. I don't know if this description is right, but this is such a beautiful shade that I love to wear all over my eyelid. And also I love this beautiful taupey shade. And this is one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow palettes, so I think this is definitely a palette that is worth the investment. Also, the quality of this eyeshadow palette is outstanding and the colors are so creamy and beautiful. Actually most of the Tom Ford eyeshadow quads are very high quality, but the 4 that I have chosen for today's video and for today's recommendation, I think these are the best of the best from Tom Ford. So moving on to the next one, next comes Suspicion, and this is an eyeshadow palette that I've been showing a lot in my videos, and it's one of my favorite Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes. I think that the colors are very wearable and it is such a soft and creamy palette, and the quality here of this eyeshadow palette, I think this is one of the highest quality eyeshadow palettes from Tom Ford because the colors, they almost appear like cream, and this is the wet and dry formula, so you can use these colors wet or dry, but I personally use them usually dry because I don't need to use them wet. They are so creamy, they perform almost like a cream eyeshadow when applied on the eyes, and you can use fingertips or brushes, whatever you want. The result is going to be outstanding. And the next favorite, and last but not least, comes Honeymoon. And this eyeshadow palette Just check this out. I purchased this eyeshadow palette because of Wayne Goss. I remember when he recommended this eyeshadow palette, and that's why I decided to purchase it. But the colors are so beautiful. It's suitable for any season, for any occasion, and I think that this palette is very versatile because you can use it in the day, in the evening, you can use it for special occasions, and the shades here and the quality, once again, one of the best and one of the highest quality eyeshadow palettes from Tom Ford. And the colors are so silky, feel so smooth and silky and beautiful, and the shimmer is not too much. And even though there is not a matte color in this eyeshadow palette, in all of these eyeshadow palettes that I've shown you, there is not a matte color, but I assure you that the shimmer is so subtle and beautiful that it looks just gorgeous on the eyes. Now, these are not the only Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes that I have, but these four are the ones that I think are absolutely worth the investment, because in this video I want to give you only the best of the best. I don't want to just randomly start showing you my makeup collection. I want to show you only products that deserve to be part of your makeup collection. So that's why I'm not showing you more eyeshadow palettes. Moving on to another favorite brand, and this is Sisley. So Sisley is the brand that I absolutely love, and I have so many products from Sisley, but I've only chosen 4 products here that I'm going to recommend, products that deserve to be part of anyone's luxury makeup collection. And the first product that I'm going to start with is a recent discovery for me, and this is the bronzing powder from Sisley, and let me show you. I recently purchased this powder, and this is like a gel to powder formula. It's very interesting, and I think it works for all skin tones, and it is such a beautiful color. It adds a little bit of luminosity, and the formulation of this product reminds me very much of the bronzing powders of Givenchy, which they decided to discontinue, and they reformulated them, and then they released new powders in the US, but they haven't released these new powders in Europe, so I can't try them, and that's why I can't give you my opinion on the new bronzing powders by Givenchy. But this powder, I have to say, it's even softer and even more beautiful than the one that I used to own from Givenchy. I want to show you how it looks on my finger, and it's on my ring finger right now. It adds such a beautiful, healthy glow, and I have to say that the luminosity is just outstanding. It is so creamy and beautiful, and it's amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you swatch in natural light, but I hope that you can see the color here. It is the most gorgeous sun-kissed shade that I have, and this has become one of my favorite bronzers, so I definitely think that this is a piece that deserves to be in anyone's luxury makeup collection. Just the sheen that it has, this beautiful sheen, it almost doesn't look like powder, I have to say, and that's why I think this product is suitable even for people who have very dry skin, because it doesn't look like powder. So the next product is piece that I've been repurchasing I think for the last few years. I've been purchasing this product a lot and repurchasing. And this is the Fit to Lip Twist by Sisley. And this is like somewhere in the middle between a lipstick and a lip balm. So this is something like Rouge Coco Flash by Chanel. I'm going to show you the color, because this is a color that I often use every time when I use this color. And everyone is asking me what I have on my lips, because this is the most beautiful pinkish nude color, or actually I shouldn't say pinkish, it's like a nude color. It's like a very neutral nude color. I apologize, my hands are so dry, but I always sanitize everything that comes into the house, and I use very strong disinfectants and rubbing alcohol, and that's why my hands are always so dry. So I apologize for that, but I just wanted to get this video done so that you can take advantage of this event. So this is the color of the Sisley, and this is number 1. I have also other colors, but I think that this is the one that deserves to be in anyone's makeup collection, because I think that this is a shade that is going to work on everyone. Alright guys, and moving on to 2 foundations. Now one of the foundations is actually a tinted moisturizer, and this is the tinted moisturizer by Sisley, which I've been using a lot this spring when it was released. And I was wearing this tinted moisturizer in number 1. I'm going to insert the photo because I already finished one, and I'm not going to be repurchasing this now because the shade number 1 was okay for me during the summer because it would warm up my skin. Now I see that Sisley released also number 0, which I don't know how it's going to look. But if you have pale skin tone like me, obviously skip it because number 1 is going to be too dark and I don't know how number 0 is going to look. But this is an outstanding product. It is a tinted moisturizer that looks so flawless and so beautiful on the skin, and I really can see with Sisley foundations, I have very sensitive skin, and with Sisley foundations and with Sisley complexion products, I can really see an improvement in my skin, and my skin is always very calm and very kind of moisturized and beautiful. So this is definitely one of my favorite tinted moisturizers. The only issue that I have is that number 1 didn't fit very well my skin tone, but since it was summer, I was making this work. So in case you think this product is going to fit your skin tone, I would say definitely go for it. It's such a beautiful product. Now next, moving on to a foundation, and I think that this is the one foundation from Sisley. Sisley have very pricey and very expensive foundations, and I have also their most expensive foundation, the Fitu foundation. I just forgot the name now. Anyways, I just forgot the name now, but their most expensive foundation. So I love it. But I can't really tell you, go ahead and spend all those money. If you have them, go ahead and spend. It's a gorgeous foundation, especially if you have a little bit like normal to slightly dry skin. But the one foundation that I want to recommend and that I think is absolutely worth the investment and the quality versus quantity and what you get is just great. The Sisley Phyto Tan Ultra Eclat, and I have a full review of this foundation, and this is a foundation that I absolutely love. Now this foundation is suitable for any skin type, even if you have dry skin, sensitive skin, or if your skin tends to get oily, this is oil-free foundation. And even for me, even for my oily skin, because my skin is normal to combination, but during the summer it tends to get oily. And having in mind that I live in Milan, and summers in Milan are very hot, very humid, and I don't have any issues wearing this foundation. It lasts all day long. And it feels so nice on the skin. It doesn't emphasize pores, it doesn't emphasize fine lines. This is just one of the most beautiful foundations that I own. Now it smells a little bit weird, like flour, like soap a little bit, but there is no fragrance added. So this is from the ingredients. And this foundation contains natural ingredients, which is something that I really appreciate about Sisley. And especially if you're someone who is wearing foundation on a daily basis, or if you're wearing a lot of foundation every day, or most of the days if you're wearing foundation, I think Sisley is one of the brands that is not going to make your skin look exhausted. Because I'm very careful always when I use foundation. And when you use foundation is something that is sitting on your skin all day long. So I think that this is really a good investment if you find the right color, of course. Moving on to a Charlotte Tilbury product. Now I would have recommended the Charlotte Tilbury Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize, but I see that this palette is currently not available on Beautylish website, so I'm only recommending products that I see on the website. And one of the products that I think is a must-have and I think is like a game changer is the Charlotte Tilbury. How does she call that? It's something magical. It's basically a concealer and it doesn't really have a name, it just has the shade. So I'm wearing one fair, but this is basically a concealer, some kind of a magical concealer. I'm gonna write that down in the description box, you guys. Sorry, I forgot the name. But this product is a real game changer when it comes to dark circles. So this is one product that I would say everyone needs and everyone needs in his or her makeup collection, because this is such a beautiful product. So it's almost like a cream foundation. So this is a cream product and you just have to rub. And I know that it looks very pinkish. And first when I got this, I didn't even use it. Like I kept this in my drawer. So when I first purchased this product and I saw the color, I said, yeah, right, this concealer can't possibly work for my pale skin tone. And I said, okay, I'm just gonna leave this. And I actually didn't use this for a couple of months. I said, I'm just not gonna use it. And one day I decided to try it, and I was absolutely amazed by the results. So this is a product that everyone should have. So let me show you. It is a cream. And what's interesting about this product is that it literally erases dark circles. And this is really, I would say, really a magical product. Now, I would definitely say that here, Charlotte is not exaggerating. This really is a magical product that you should have in your kit, because it immediately erases dark circles. And if you have some redness, or if you have like some pimples or anything on your face, if you don't want to wear foundation, a lot of days I'm just going to apply this product just under my eyes, and it sinks beautifully, and it cancels somehow the dark circles and any redness. Another recommendation that I might have is the pressed powder by Charlotte Tilbury. I also have the loose powder. I didn't take it with me. So currently I don't have these powders with me. The loose powder doesn't contain talc, but I didn't like it. It just didn't. It's a good powder, but nothing too special. But the pressed powder by Charlotte Tilbury is really something that is worth the investment. So in case you're looking for a good pressed powder, the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder is really good. Moving on to one of my favorite brands, and this is Givenchy, and I can't miss this. If you're following my channel, you know that one of my favorite powders is by Givenchy. I got actually a lot of questions, what's my favorite powder? Probably my number one, absolutely number one, is the Givenchy loose powder Prisma Libre, and I really enjoy this powder. Especially I would recommend this powder for anyone who is suffering from oily skin or normal to combination skin. And if you use this with a beauty blender, just take the excess on the back of your hand and press this powder into your skin. It really does erase pores and imperfections, and it lasts all day long. And my favorite shade is Mousseline Pastel. I currently only have Satin Blanc, which also works for me, but I prefer Mousseline Pastel. They both work for pale skin tones, and this powder has also different shades, but this is definitely one of my recommendations. This is my only recommendation from Givenchy. I really enjoy this loose powder. This is one of the best powders that I own, and I use it every single day. Like, this is my most repurchased face powder of all time. So moving on to another brand that I really enjoy, and this is Caudalie. So I have a lot of products from Caudalie, and I think that I've tried almost everything from Caudalie, but I'm only going to recommend 3 products, and this is because Caudalie is quite pricey in the US. So the prices in Europe are a lot lower than in the US, but there are a few products that I can definitely recommend, and one of them is the Beauty Elixir. If you haven't tried this one, this is just a very good pick-me-up product, and it's a really nice facial mist. You can also use it on top of your makeup, and this is a product that I really enjoy. It adds a little bit of luminosity, and it's such a beautiful product. It smells very nice as well. Another product from Caudalie that I want to recommend is the Vino Perfect Essence, and it contains glycolic acid, but the concentration is very low, so it's suitable even if you have the most sensitive skin. So this is an excellent product if you want to add something very gentle, and if you want to add very gentle glycolic acid into your skincare routine. But if you want to see results, you have to use it every day, in the morning and in the evening, because it's very gentle. And otherwise, if you don't use it every day, you're just not going to see any results. And also currently I saw that they have the Beauty Elixir in a set, and in the set there is also the glycolic peel mask, and this is my favorite mask by Caudalie. Now, as I said, I have almost everything from Caudalie, but I'm only going to recommend products that I think are worth the investment, because I'm considering the price that you are paying in the US. So in Europe, these products are a lot cheaper, and I know that you're going to pay a lot more. So that's why I'm really thinking which products are actually worth the investment. So the glycolic peel mask is definitely one of the products that I would recommend without any hesitation, because it's very suitable for sensitive skin. So it is not going to do anything if you're used to using retinols, retin A. If you use a lot of active ingredients, this is probably not going to impress you and it's not going to do anything. But I would say this is a product that is good for someone who has very sensitive skin, and if you have issues with active ingredients, this is a great way to keep your skin smooth and beautiful. So you have to do it like twice a week, and it really is a very good product. Okay guys, I have 2 more products to go, and one of them is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes, and this is by NATASHA DENONA, and this is the Mini Glam palette. So I know that she's releasing so many new eyeshadow palettes recently, and it's almost like 2 weeks and she's releasing a new eyeshadow palette. She's currently going to release a Trio Chrome eyeshadow palette, and you can check out my blog for more information on the Trio Chrome eyeshadow palette from NATASHA DENONA. It was available in Sephora Sweden a couple of days ago. But anyways, this is the one eyeshadow palette that I think is absolutely worth the investment. In terms of each of these colors is amazing. It contains, the reason why I love this palette so much is because it has beautiful colors. These 3 colors have shimmery finish, but they don't have like a chunky glitter or anything. They melt like butter into the skin, so they are so good. And this is a very beautiful transition shade that you can use not only for this palette but for any look that you're creating, and also this is a beautiful matte color. So this is basically a very basic eyeshadow palette that I think anyone should have and should own, because the colors are just so stunning. And the last eyeshadow palette that I want to show you, I just saw that on the Beautylish website that they still have. I think this was released in the spring. I don't really remember when this was released, but it was supposed to be a limited edition, and this is Terribly Paris. And this is Paris, the eyeshadow palette Paris by Night. And this eyeshadow palette is so beautiful to look at. And I have a full review of this eyeshadow palette. In case you're interested, I'm going to have a link in the description box so that you can see swatches in natural light. But basically you have matte colors, you have metallic colors, you have shimmery colors, and the possibilities with this eyeshadow palette are endless, and the quality is really good. So I think that the colors also are very interesting, and I think this is a very good investment. Also, once you get the palette, I think that the issue that you're going to have is that you're going to have a really hard time to dip your finger in, because the patterns on this palette are so pretty. It's like you have Paris all around the shades, and it's so beautiful. Okay guys, so these were all of my recommendations, and now my wish list. On my wish list, I want to get the Caudalie brightening powder, because I haven't tried this one and I've heard so many good reviews about this one, so I really want to try this powder. I'm not sure if I'm going to purchase it right now from Beautylish, because we pay a lot of taxes when to get the products to Italy. I usually pay a lot of tax to get the products to Italy, so I don't know if it's worth the investment to purchase this from Beautylish or from other website for me personally. And then also I would love to try the new Caudalie foundation. So these are the products that are on my wish list currently. Also, I'm going to purchase one of the Wayne Goss blushes, because I think it's going to look beautiful on me. And also I missed his eyeshadow palette, which I think the colors are beautiful, and the reason why I didn't purchase it because I was moving, and back then when he released the palette, somehow it appeared that this palette is gonna take like 2 months to reach Italy, and that's why I decided, okay, I'm just gonna wait for a while. And these are 2 products that I'm definitely going to purchase, and I'm going to show them to you in another video. So these were all of my recommendations. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!